But as part of this fight over language, there was a comment that was made today by Trichy MP Durai Vaiko. This is while he was speaking to us here on India Today. Essentially, that the South is much better off than the North, and that Northern states are 40 years behind South states in their development. This is what Durai Vaiko said, who's the MP from Trichy. He's the son of MDMK Chief Vaiko. Let's play out for you what he said. They will decode that further.
We dominate almost all spheres, from the IT sector to medical sector, anything. We dominate. We are doing good because of the English proficiency. And how did the Tamilians know did we get the English proficiency? It is because of the two-language formula. We had Tamil and English. But the northern states, they are far behind us. They are far 40 years behind us. There are so many lakhs of youth who go abroad for jobs. We talk about globalization. Then without English as a communication language with the world, how are we going to do better? See, our Tamil student who has learned Tamil and English, what would he take as a third language? He wouldn't take Telugu or Malayalam. The next option would be Hindi. So it's an indirect way of imposing Hindi. Do the students need another third language? If they want it, let them study, but don't impose that third language is a must-have.
So away from the point that Durai Vaiko made about imposition, which you're seeing a lot of politics over, the point that he made about Tamil Nadu being much better off than the northern states, is that actually true? Particularly on education, since that's the real fight all about. Let's talk figures, because numbers essentially never lie. We've dug out data for you to show whether Tamil Nadu education-wise is better than other states in the country, particularly the north. Let's talk first about the gross enrollment ratio in higher education. Southern states here are doing much better than others. For example, the enrollment ratio in Tamil Nadu is at 47%. Kerala, it's at 41%, 41.3%. Uttar Pradesh is far behind at 24% and Bihar is at 17%. So essentially here the southern states, when it comes to higher education, the gross enrollment ratio, which is one of the factors they look into to understand how really a state is doing on the education forefront, southern states are way ahead. Now, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, you see those numbers are doing much better. Even Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, all of them are much better. Let's look into reading proficiency. This is based on the ASER report, the ASER report of 2024. And this is very interesting to see because 37% of class 5 students, government school students in Tamil Nadu, can read class 2 level text. This is how they find out how proficient they are at reading. Interestingly, that number is much higher in Uttar Pradesh, with 50.5% of class 5 government school students reading class 2 level text. And what really the report has highlighted is that there's been a huge jump in Uttar Pradesh, which hasn't really been seen in Tamil Nadu, which is why you see the difference in numbers, 37% versus 50.5%. So in this particular report, this is the ASER report of 2024, Uttar Pradesh on reading proficiency is much better off than Tamil Nadu. On the issue of education, but also clubbing with that the issue of language. Are we seeing more and more states in the country being bilingual? Particularly because in Tamil Nadu, they're talking about a 2-language policy of English plus Tamil, perhaps a 3-language policy. Well, if you look at really the northern states, Hindi, it seems, has become more or less the only language in the north. Just about 10% of the population know more than one language. And we're talking about in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and several other northern states. While in Tamil Nadu, 18.5% is the population that can speak more than one language. Inevitably, it will be Tamil and English. Let me just highlight that these numbers are based on the 2011 census. So it could have changed. But essentially, you get a sense that Tamil Nadu people are a lot more bilingual, which you'll sense even if you've traveled to the state, versus in the north, where there are very few numbers of people who can actually speak more than one language, more than Hindi. We've given you now all of the data on education, on reading proficiency, on gross enrollment ratio, and also, as you saw here, on language, on whether it's one language domination or whether they're bilingual. It's up to you, the viewer, to decide whose education model is better for students.